Tipsy Dan podcast is coming to you. Pour up a drink or maybe a few. The Tipsy Dan podcast, we've got a lot to say. So come grab a seat, let us get inside your brain.
What is up, everyone? Happy Thursday. I'm so excited to be back for the second episode of the Tipsy Tim podcast. I'm your host, Elle, and this week is going to be a little bit different than what we're normally used to in regards to like the first episode or even Dink It and Sink It that whole season. So what we're going to do is what I like to call ranked episodes. We're going to call them the Tipsy Top 10s. So what I've done is I've prepared a list of my top 10 favorite fast food restaurants. I'm gonna go through that list, just talk about like funny stories or why I like it, whatever. And so I know you guys probably don't want to listen to me just babble on for the next 30, 45 minutes. So what I've done is I've asked 10 of my friends to send me a clip of their favorite fast food restaurant, a little explanation as to why. And so obviously this is called the Tipsy 10 podcast, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go through my list of 10, and then every time one of my friends has an answer that is on my list, I'm going to drink. Here's my drink right here. So yeah, hopefully this turns out well. This is kind of like a thing I thought of on the fly, but I'm really excited to record something that's a little more fun, not so serious. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started with that. Just a reminder, I am in my home. Obviously, I'm not leaving. I'm not drinking and driving. So just if you're drinking along, which I encourage you to do if you're over the age of 21, just be safe. Don't be stupid. Don't be the reason your dog doesn't remember or know why you come home. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start with my number 10. We're gonna go 10 to 1. All right, so number 10 is Popeyes. So Popeyes is on my list, but it is low because I've honestly only had it like 2 or 3 times. And every time I had it, it was really good. The reason that's number 10, one, because I haven't had it enough to like compare to everything else. 2, those biscuits are enough to suffocate a man. Like if you have nothing to drink and you eat one of those biscuits, you are 100% a goner. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Popeyes number 10. Number 9 is Cane's. And so Cane's to me is a good neutral fast food. The line at the one by my house. So it'd be the one like Kettering by the Green. That one is always packed. Like the line is always wrapped around out into the street. The chicken is good, the sauce is good, the fries are good, the toast is good. Like everything there is good, but it's not like nothing to write home about. Like it's never over the top, but it is consistently good. So that's number 9. Everything there is good, not over the top. Like you can't eat the chicken by itself, I would say. That's what I always tell Jordan. And you have to just be like kind of in the mood. But like if all else fails and you go to Cane's, like you know it's going to be good. It's consistently good. It just might not always be what you're hungry for, but it will fill you up. Um Everything except the coleslaw, because fuck coleslaw. Coleslaw's fucking gross. Moving on. Um Number 8, which is just surprisingly low on my list. Taco Bell. T-Bell, Taco Hell, whatever you want to call it. You have to admit that sometimes Taco Bell just hits differently. What are you normally craving when you're under the influence of alcohol? Normally Taco Bell. Is everything on the menu at Taco Bell just like the same 5 ingredients in a different order with a different shell? Sure. Yeah, honestly, yeah. But it's just like everything is so good. Like they're open late, so when you're sad, when you're out late, where you going? Taco Bell. It's always hot. Their service may not always be the best. You might not always even get what you ordered, but to me, it's just good. I will forever stand Taco Bell as what you get when you're drunk or when you're sad, when you're working late. It's soul food for the working class, honestly. Also, it's a little like sentimental to me because me and Jordan started going, or we went there when we first started dating. So that's really cute. We're cute, whatever. Number 7, KFC. KFC to me is one of the best places to get chicken, and I don't know everything there is to know about like fried chicken or like the authenticity of whatever fried chicken is, but I feel like KFC is genuinely good. The chicken is always good. Chicken tenders, popcorn chicken, like there's just so many chicken options. I don't really eat fried chicken on the bone, so I can't tell you like the difference between their like white meat or dark meat or whatever, because I only eat like chicken tenders or whatever. The mac and cheese is good. The wedges are good. Sometimes they're a little thick, but the bigger the better, I guess. I guess my only complaint with KFC is that the ratio of mashed potatoes to gravy is way the fuck off. There's so much gravy on those that you could literally swim in it. Um, so also I'm not like a big fan of letting my food touch. Just for those who know me personally know that that's like not a fear, but I just absolutely hate my food touching. And yeah, so but I hate my food touch, but those famous bowls just hit differently for some reason. Like, it's okay. It makes all my fears go away if my food touching those famous bowls are so good. And it's just like it's like a good flavor and a texture deal, and it's just so good. I don't understand. So number 7, KFC. Number 6 is Chipotle, and I really debated if Chipotle is considered fast food or not, but I kind of just looked at it as one, it's owned by McDonald's. So it makes sense that it would be fast food. And also, you're not being like served. Like, you're not sitting down, they're not taking your order. You go through the line. You can eat inside, but you can eat it inside of any other fast food restaurant. So I considered it to be fast food. And so it is my number 6. Um, to me, I'm not like big, like, I'm such a vanilla person. I look like a piece of Wonder Bread. I am so white. But Chipotle to me is just such a unique flavor. I know it's not really all that authentic, and a lot of people that are like really passionate about their Mexican food being super authentic, come at me, I don't give a fuck. But it's just so good. I guess the biggest thing to me, one, I guess I had like a lot of scares with like their chicken having like salmonella or E. coli or some shit like that. So that probably is not the best. And it's not always consistently good. Like, sometimes you get Chipotle and you're just like, eh. Sometimes you get Chipotle and you're like, this is the best fucking thing I've ever eaten. So I just like the inconsistency kind of ruins it for me. But like when it's good, it's like really, really good. So yeah, number 6, Chipotle. Number 5, Wendy's. So Wendy's is like the perfect median to my list, the middle or whatever. I feel like Wendy's is one of the most gourmet fast foods that you can get while also like staying true to like fried, greasy, fat foods and stuff like that. They have everything, like stuff for like every price range. So they have the 4 for 4. So, if it's, the last day before you get paid and you have, $4.07 to your name, you're like, damn, I'm really hungry, but I don't have any food at home. Get the 4 for 4 is filling for what it is. $4, you get chicken nuggets, French fries, a sandwich, and a drink. Like, that is such a good deal for $14 or for $4. Yeah, so that's just insanely good. But they also have like better sandwiches. Like, you can get like Asiago Ranch Club, and it's like closer to like $9 or $10. So it is a little pricey, but if you're feeling bougie, um, I mean, might as well. They have some of the best chicken nuggets in the game. Square burgers are so unique. The reason that Wendy's is not higher on my list is just mostly because it can be inconsistent. Like, sometimes the food is just not good. The chicken nuggets the chicken nuggets are always good though. Like, I've never had an issue with the chicken nuggets, but if when you want to dabble in the higher end items, sometimes those aren't up to par, not worth the $9 or $10. So yeah, number 5 to me is Wendy's. All right, number 4. So my number 4 is Subway, and this was another one where I wasn't sure if it was considered to be fast food or not. But I decided it was. Same reason as Chipotle. You're not sitting at the table. They're not taking your order. Like, you can get up, like, go through the line and sit down and eat, or you can take, like, so I considered it fast food, whatever. And Subway ranks so high on my list because it proves to everyone how fucking loyal I am. I would say I've been eating Subway for maybe like 10 years. I don't know, since I'm 23, so since I was like 13, so sure, 10 years. And like I have never once changed my order. Never. So if that's not loyalty, then I don't know what is. To me, Subway is just consistently good. Like I feel like maybe it's also high on my list because I went through like a 6 month period where like Subway was so good, and like every time I went, like I could only think about Subway. Like every time I was going out to lunch, I was like, I gotta get Subway. It just sounds so good. So yeah, number 4, Subway. Um, Number 3 on my list, again, really debated if this was fast food or not, but it's Panera. Um, the reason I mostly considered that this was fast food was because I worked at Panera for 2 weeks. Don't ask me why I only worked there for 2 weeks, and it honestly wasn't even my shortest employment place. But that's for a different time. Um, so Panera, I had a drive-through. That's why I considered it fast food because the Panera I worked at had a drive-through, and I know a lot of other ones have a drive-through. So I figured if it has drive-through, it should be fast food. Um, so I think Panera ranks so high on my list. One, the food is good. Honestly, like genuinely, I feel like it is good. The mac and cheese, the barbecue mac and cheese is so good. The sandwiches are good. I feel like it's always fresh. Their meat, like the sandwich meat or whatever, is always fresh. Stuff there is always hot. I really like the different like teas and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's why I rank so high, and it also gives me this like false sense of security that I have my shit together. Um, so me and my best friend Elizabeth go to Panera every time we have to like plan. So when we were like wedding planning or trying, planning out what we're doing for the school year or, just doing homework, like we would always go to Panera. And I think that's why it gives me like a false sense of security that I have my shit together. Um, and I think that just gets me close enough to being bougie as I need to be. Like it's a little overpriced. I feel like for one person it can be like anywhere for like $10 to $15. So sure, it's a little overpriced, but the feeling of having your life together for no particular reason is absolutely priceless. So for that reason, Panera is my number 3. So moving on to number 2, is Sonic. And I feel like Sonic is oftentimes overlooked, so I'm not really sure like the geological like positioning of Sonic. Like I don't know if it's on like a Midwestern thing. I really don't know. Um One, they used to have these kick-ass commercials of these two guys like in a car, and they would just always say like funny shit, and I just remember that vividly from my childhood, always like being like a Sonic commercial. Um, but other than that, like the menu at Sonic is enormous. Like it has no business being that big. There's, burgers and chicken and mozzarella sticks and corn dogs and slushies and like there's just so much. And like they have like the big board or whatever when you pull up to the drive-through. The freaking thing is huge. So yeah, they're mainly my number 2, one because like the big selection. Also their corn dogs are really fucking good. Also, I think it's cool that they still have like the car hop or whatever. So that's just like added. So yeah, that's my number 2 is Sonic, and my number 1. I'm not sure if you guys already guessed my number 1, but in all honesty, like it's Chick-fil-A, and the drive-through service at Chick-fil-A untouched. There has been many comments about how the people that run the drive-through at Chick-fil-A should run the country, and I wholeheartedly agree. Their chicken is so insanely good by itself, unlike Cane's, unlike Wendy's, unlike McDonald's or whatever. Not that they were mentioned on this list, but like you cannot eat their chicken by themselves. But Chick-fil-A, you could absolutely eat that by yourself, and that's a lot coming from me because I'm a big sauce gal. I love saucy chicken. Um, and I understand that maybe this is a controversial decision to have Chick-fil-A as my number 1 fast food restaurant because it is a company built on bigotry, and I understand that. Um, Homophobia, transphobia, I get that. But little do people know that Nike is also an extremely racist company because not only do they, not promote, but like use child labor in sweatshops, but they also fund private prisons. And so I understand like being homophobic is not good in any means. Um, but just saying that you hate gay people doesn't, I feel like that doesn't like ruin their life in any way. Like that might make them sad and things like that. But I don't feel like Chick-fil-A is like constantly like they just it's just known that they're like homophobic. But Nike is funding like private prisons to where like those are purposely arresting, mostly black males, and that ruins people's lives. And so if I'm ignorant to the fact that Chick-fil-A is donating to like conversion camps or things like that, like inform me, tell me, please. Because I do want to be informed, and I feel like I'd make a different decision based on that information. But I feel like just saying that you don't like someone doesn't really ruin anything. So yeah, it's controversial, but Chick-fil-A is just so good to me, and I just feel like it cannot even be touched. So yeah, that was my top 10. So we're gonna go ahead and go through the clips of my friends and their top 10 fast food restaurants. And again, so every time one of my friends has an answer that was on my list, I'm gonna drink right here. I'll drink one to get us started. That's really gross. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with Ben. And so here is Ben's clip.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Helton. I'm 22 years old. I currently go to Bowling Green State University, but I moved back home because school's closed. My favorite fast food place would have to be right here in Dayton, Victor's Tacos. That place is the best place I could eat there every day. The first summer I started eating there, I worked right down the road from it, and I know for a fact the money I spent at Victor's Tacos could have been used to buy my textbooks for either one whole year of school or possibly a year and a half. It was a ridiculous amount. And I think I've tried everything on the menu. I've had they have this one burrito, it's the Big Ohio, and I don't even know what's in it, to be honest. All I know is it's covered in cheese and it's ginormous and delicious. I really, really like their steak burrito. It just does something different. Like, I'm not a big pepper kind of guy, Like, obviously, I'm not a big pepper person, but the way they just combine the beautiful seasonings of peppers and the steak and onions, and I don't even know what else is in there. It's just a mixture of beautiful juices in my mouth, and it's so good. And they also have like really good deals during the week too. They have specials Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think Thursday. I don't think they have them Thursday. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've been there. But when I was traveling home, I would stop at Victor's, even if I was going to eat dinner on my way to see my family for dinner. I would stop and get Victor's because I knew, oh, I'm leaving again tonight, or I'm not gonna have a chance to do this tomorrow. I'm getting Victor's now. I've been late to a lot of family events because of it, and I regret absolutely nothing. Actually, no, that's a lie. The only one thing I regret is don't eat a burrito and drive. I have ruined 3 pairs of jeans. No, yeah, 3 pairs of jeans, a shirt, and my nice khakis because I decided, oh, I don't need to park. Who parks? That's for nerds. It's not for nerds, it's for smart people. I'm a dumbass and decided to drive. I got burrito juices everywhere. It was horrible and it hurt. It's really hot. But Victor's Tacos, 10 out of 10. Can't go wrong with it. But you got to go to the one on Kiwi Street. Has to be Kiwi Street. I know what you're saying. Oh, Kiwi Street? No. Yeah. Knowing you might get stabbed adds the flavor. Oh my God. Well,
Okay, so that was my friend Ben. Ben actually doesn't even go to Bowling Green anymore. Like he just up and moved to California. And Ben has always just been known for living his best life. So we love Ben. If you hear this, which I hope you guys all listen to this, love you. Victor's Tacos obviously was like not on my list. I'd never even had Victor's Tacos. Um, but I really do appreciate the detail that Ben went into while explaining why he loves Victor's Tacos. And just for like a little premise, like I only asked my friends for like a 1 minute video, and Ben's was almost 3 minutes because he was like really wanted to explain why Victor's Tacos was so fucking good. And I think he did a good job on that. So I'm not gonna drink to that, but Ben, thank you for submitting your answer. And yeah, love you. Okay, so the next one we're gonna go is to Bradley. So Bradley is part of the Tipsy Tim podcast team. He's an awesome dad, awesome friend. He'll be at my bachelorette party this weekend, which I'm so pumped about. So yeah, so we're gonna hear about Bradley's favorite fast food restaurant.
Hi everyone. This is Brad. I'm on the creative team for the Tipsy 10. And honestly, being asked to select my favorite fast food restaurant is hard because each one plays like a really specific gross place, like gross fantasy world I have where I like attach a memory to it or something. So this has been difficult for me, but I have made the hard choices, and I have decided that the superior fast food in the sense of like drive-thrus and like value meal type places, to exclude like the nicer places like Chipotle, Panera, that kind of thing, I have decided that Wendy's is superior. Wendy's has great value. Wendy's chicken nuggets are always crispy. If you don't like Wendy's fries, I don't really fuck with you, because Wendy's fries are fucking great. You can get a Frosty with them. They recently reformulated their barbecue sauce, and it's a little bit more tangy, which I appreciate. And I just feel like they're innovating in a way that other fast food restaurants are refusing to do. They got good breakfast. Those potatoes are really fucking good. And that's new. That's different. They're evolving. They're changing. They're improving. And other places aren't. So Wendy's, there you have it, folks. This is Brad, definitively for now, saying that Wendy's is my favorite fast food restaurant. Fight me.
Okay, so Brad is probably one of the most intelligent people I know in my entire life. And so when I asked him to do that, I just knew that it was going to be done like super well. But also like staying true to like being kind of humorous. So yeah, Wendy's was on my list. So I'm going to go ahead and drink to that. Here's to you, Brad. And yeah, so we did kind of agree the chicken nuggets are untouched. They're so good. Another thing I did fail to mention was the barbecue sauce, and I know a lot of people did not like that they like changed it up, but I really did appreciate the new barbecue, like the barbecue sauce formula. And everything that he said was true. And Bradley's just not afraid to call people out. So yeah, I mean, he did call out every other fast food restaurant by saying that they are failing to be innovative like Wendy's, and I really appreciate the honesty, Brad. So next we're gonna move on to my friend CJ. We've just been friends for a really long time, hangs out in our friend group. So here is his clip.
Oh, I didn't see you there. My name's Christopher J. Starr. And if you're asking me, hey, CJ, which is the name I go by. Funny, I know. What's your favorite fast food restaurant? Well, if we're doing fast food only, goddamn. I think it'd have to be Arby's. The sheer selection they have. Okay, fuck the selection. The Italian sub and then the chicken sliders, to die for. Thanks for coming.
Okay, so when I first asked CJ to send me a clip for this episode, I don't think he realized that like no one's gonna actually see the video, like you're just gonna hear the audio. And so I'm really upset honestly that you guys aren't going to see the video because it was perfect. As you can hear in the audio from his clip, CJ's one of the funniest people I know, and it just I feel like a lot of people underestimate how smart CJ is. As you can, the sheer selection, like that makes him sound so smart. And then he just goes around and he's like, fuck the selection, the Italian sub. And I know it's just so funny to me that like the video that no one will ever get to see is honestly so great. Arby's wasn't on my list. I actually hate Arby's. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next clip, which is Emily, who's basically my co-host of the Tipsy Tim podcast. Basically, it's the only reason I have my shit together for this show. So here's her clip.
Hello, it's Emily. I'm a Tipsy 10 podcast team member. And choosing a favorite fast food restaurant is hard because I don't even really like fast food, and I really only have 3 that I go to, and I like those 3 pretty equally. So there were lots of things about the restaurants I had to take into consideration, and just, if we're talking superiority, Chick-fil-A just has the best business model that any fast food restaurant could even wish to have. Have you ever seen anyone upset in a Chick-fil-A drive-through line? No, it could be wrapped around the building 2 times and you'll still get in and out of there within 10 minutes. When sometimes you go to Wendy's and you're in the drive-through for 15 minutes and you're the only person there. And Arby's. I love them, but Chick-fil-A is just superior in almost every aspect. Does it sometimes make you have a moral conflict because by eating this chicken sandwich, it might mean that you hate gay people? Maybe. But that is just something that my friends will have to accept because the sandwich is too good to deny, okay? It's I don't know. Just Chick-fil-A as a whole has the best memes also. Although I do feel like Wendy's Twitter is pretty savage. But Chick-fil-A, you just have these perfect, crisp little, just the nuggets are so good. And have you ever had a frosted lemonade? It is like a liquid lemon bar. It's just magnificent. I don't really see how there's a question in this, really. Chick-fil-A is just, have you seen them out there in the rain, literally like wearing the huts around them? How can you beat it? The answer is you can't.
Her clip. Okay, so Emily basically reiterated every single thing that I said about Chick-fil-A. The business model, unmatched. The chicken, unmatched. Sure, is it a little controversial? Yes. Does that mean me and Emily hate gay people? No. So, yeah, Chick-fil-A was on my list. Here's to you, Emily. Thanks for doing all that you do. Chick-fil-A fucking rules. All right, so we're going to move on. The next clip I have is Jordan, which obviously, if you guys don't know, fiance, we won't be married when this comes out, but we will be married soon. So yeah, here is his clip.
Hey guys, my name is Jordan Mills, fiance of Elizabeth Morgan, who runs the podcast. I would have to say my favorite restaurant would have to be Taco Bell. It's put me through some tough times, some good times. Their menu choices, spectacular. You got your dollar menu items, those are the bad times. And then you got your cheesy gordita crunches, you got your quesadillas, those are the good times. You got some money, you can splurge a little bit, get that steak in there. When me and Beth first started dating, we would get Taco Bell every Tuesday, go to my parents' house, play some video games. Need for Speed, we played Grand Theft Auto, and if you've never played Grand Theft Auto while eating a quesadilla, you better try it. Some good times.
So that was Jordan, and honestly, it just makes me laugh because he like took it so seriously, like he's interviewing for like a job at the White House or something. My name is Jordan Mills. Like it's just funny how serious that he can be sometimes. But yeah, basically said the same thing. That I did. We used to go there when we first started dating. Oh, I'm gonna drink because I was on my list. So Jordan, here's to you. I'm really sorry if you guys can hear me swallow. It's just that's so gross, and I really hate that. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah. So like it just late nights. You can get dollar menu items. You can get $4 items. It just Taco Bell is good. Just have to be in the mood for it. Next is going to be a clip from my friend Keith. I've actually known Keith since probably about I was in the second grade. And fun fact, him and Emily now live together in Chicago, platonically, just as friends. But yeah, so here is the clip from Keith.
Hey, my name's Keith. It'd be my pleasure to tell you my favorite fast food restaurant, my favorite fast food chain. That would obviously be Chick-fil-A. I hold a little bias here because I worked there for over 2 years as a crew member, a team lead, and a manager. However, I am trying to stand as objective as possible and say the customer service every time I visited not my restaurant, it was been amazing. The chicken is always delicious, and you're pretty much in and out of the drive-through as fast as you can snap your fingers. But Chick-fil-A, I think what they excel at is, for one, the operations behind it. They implement a Japanese system called Kanbans, which is a lean system of cooking chicken where you have two bins, one that's fresh and one that is less fresh. And when one bin runs out, you put it up, and the person that's making the chicken knows to make it. So it's always fresh. They assure that with the just-in-time process of manufacturing. And the people that are up front, you delegate the front of the house and the back of the house. There's pretty clear functional areas. One's there to have a smile and give you lemonade, and the other one's there to go very fast and cook you chicken. So I think that they just really do a swell job of providing that customer experience, what they want, in and out, good chicken, happy faces every day.
Okay, so there you've heard it from Keith. He did give a little bit more insight in like why the business model runs so well. Keith is also like super, super intelligent. So I figured his answer would be like very analytical, which it was. I was not disappointed. Thanks, Keith. That was on my list. Here's to you, Keith. So yeah, he does talk about pretty much the same thing everyone else has said about Chick-fil-A, the business model, the hospitality, the chicken. Just it's unmatched, and it's just so controversial. I have so many like internal conflicts, but yeah. So the next clip is going to be from my friend Kelly. Kelly is actually Rayanna's boyfriend, and apparently Kelly told Emily that was like one of the funniest people he've ever met, but I like have no recollection of that ever happening. So yeah, here's Kelly.
Hey Beth, my name is Kelly Dean, and I'm here to tell you what my favorite restaurant is. I would have to say be Chick-fil-A. Like, it's Chick-fil-A. Like, yeah, it's just chicken, but it's something different about the chicken. Like, the shit is fire. Like when you go through the drive-thru when you leave from dining in, and they hand you the food and say, "My pleasure," you feel that shit and you taste it. That shit be so good. Oh, the nuggets, the lemonade. Oh, the lemonade. And the desserts, the cookie. Have you had a cookie? That shit melts in your mouth. In the milkshakes. Chick-fil-A. Hands down. For me, my favorite. That shit's so tasty. Even the grilled chicken. Like, they can't be beat.
So just from that clip alone, you have to just imagine how funny Kelly is in person. Super awesome guy, and I honestly don't think anyone could have said it simpler than that. It can't be beat. Everything is so fucking good. So Chick-fil-A again on my list. here's to you, Kelly. All right. So my next clip, we're gonna move on to my cousin Nat, who is an angel on earth. If everything about Jesus and the angels is true, it's because Natalie is a walking angel. So here is her clip.
My favorite fast food restaurant. Oh, wait. My name is Natalie, and my favorite fast food restaurant is Subway because when you walk in, it smells really good, and you have a lot of different bread options to choose from. And I always either choose cheddar or Italian herbs and cheese. And I love the teriyaki chicken, and they always have really good cookies, and they give me my discount since I'm a college student, and that's really nice. And they're always very friendly when I go there. And Beth and I always go there too when we have time to catch up, and that's why Subway is my favorite fast food restaurant.
So that was Nat, and do you guys get what I mean when she's like a literal angel? Like the reason that Subway is her favorite fast food restaurant is because we go there together, and she like that's why it's her favorite is because that's something that we share. Also, because it's good as fuck. Um, Also, she's just like she's focused more on like how people are treated rather than the quality of the food, which just explains Natalie. If you know Natalie in person, she's like the sweetest person you'll ever meet. So Subway was on my list. Here's to you, Nat. All right. Number 9. Rihanna. Rihanna's also on the Tipsy 10 podcast team. So here is a clip from her.
Hey guys, so this is Rihanna. My favorite fast food restaurant has to be Taco Bell. I mean, it's just undefeated. You can get so many things for such a little amount of money, and it's also just the best thing to eat at 2 a.m. after leaving a concert. Despite how much it upsets my stomach, it's just delicious.
Okay, so again, that was Rihanna, and I really do give her credit because she even says, like, even though Taco Bell wreaks havoc on my stomach, I'll still get it. It's still my favorite. And that to me just shows the dedication that Rihanna has to Taco Bell. And Taco Bell is on my list, so here's to you, Ray. Whew, that gets worse and worse every time. All right, so we're gonna move on to our number 10, which is last one, and this is my sweet angel plant friend, Shelby.
I gotta give Taco Bell the best fast food restaurant title. Who is always there for you when you're drunk and you just want food? Taco Bell. Who is always open during those times? Taco Bell. They're one of the later restaurants available. Those $5 boxes, smack-a-lackin'. $1 craving menu, smack-a-lackin'. They're one of the only fast food restaurants that have Baja Blast. Baja Blast. And your girl, she doesn't eat red meat. So you're able to replace anything on that menu for beans or chicken. Magnificent.
So that was Shelby, and I do gotta say my favorite part about her clip is just like the vocabulary. She talks about how everything is just so crack-a-lack, and I just really love that. So yeah, Taco Bell on my list. Again, just gonna go ahead and finish it this time. So here's to you, Shelby. Oh God, that is so awful. So I'm gonna be really honest, and I was not really, whew, was not really expecting to have 8 out of 10 people agree with me on the best fast food restaurant. So, I did drink that whole cup in like really about 20 minutes. Not the best idea I had on a Wednesday night. But anywho, I really hope you guys like this format of the show. It's really nice to be able to have like a funny and debatable topic. And it's definitely really fun to record, even though I'm sitting in my studio by myself. But I really do want to get everyone else's opinion. So if you're listening to this and you were featured on today's episode, or even if you weren't, go to our Instagram, at the Tipsy Tim Podcast on Instagram. Go to the graphic for this episode. It'll be a cute graphic, probably with something, a hamburger on it or something, say like favorite fast food restaurant. Go comment what your favorite fast food restaurant is and why. Yeah, so please do that. Please be sure to check out our sponsors. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Instagram account, and definitely share the show. So thank you. Oh, man. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. And as always, stay Thursday.
The Tipsy Tim Podcast.